year. And he needs to have a great fall camp, but he's had a really good spring and a really good summer, and is really maturing too, and becoming a leader, and understanding, again, it's tough being a leader. You got to show up every day, and you can't be worrying about being a guy's buddy and hurting people's feelings. You got to stand out there. Sometimes it's lonely, and but that's part of the gig, and I think he's really understanding, what that's all about.
You expect to keep playing those three on special teams quite a bit.
We'll see. In a perfect world, if you're going to play some young guys, again, guys like Mike and Balin and Jake, and whether it's Vontae or Keith or Kane or Greg Williams, I'm just using backers. Reagan Upshaw, if he's healthy, that group of guys are a group of guys that to me, if I define them in something, they're runners and hitters, and they're all smart guys. So we need them to step up too, and then you manage that. You still want your best players on teams and your most important units, whether it's punt and kickoff, and you rotate guys in accordingly. But hopefully those guys are ready to go take jobs. That's why we played Skowski as a true freshman. And that's why we played Ben Boulware as a true freshman, because they're just runners and hitters. They're heat-seeking missiles. They can find the football. You don't have to coach them. They just know where the ball is, and when they get there, they blow people up. Some guys get there and they start choking down and turning their face and bracing themselves, and that's okay too. They're just not quite ready yet. And if a dog's going to bite, he usually bites as a puppy, and some guys are that's very natural for them. And so we'll see with this new group of guys, and we're going to need those guys. I think linebackers in the secondary will make up, the large percentage of all your special teams units. And so in order for us to play at a high level, particularly at positions that maybe we don't have as much depth, and, some of those fringe guys got to do a good job of being able to contribute, at a high level, on our special teams unit. So again, it's a strength, not just – we don't want to go out there and just survive and hope somebody doesn't score a touchdown or block a kick. You want to go out and have it be a position of strength for you.
Is Kane Patterson, is he working at, where you're going to start him to begin with?
Kane's working at Mike linebacker.
Okay.
And Keith's over at Will and Sam, and then Vontae's at Will and Mike.
Okay. And then Vontae, he kind of has a reputation of being a hard hitter that you were talking about. What do you like about his skill set?
Well, I don't really know as much about the skill set because I haven't been able to work with him. I know he's about his business, and I know he's a very focused young guy. It's easy to see. You got this guy, us coaches, it's fun for us. We got to kind of label him, not in a bad way, but you just kind of label him based on your first impressions by him, just seeing him every day and observing him some, and then getting feedback from other players or the strength staff. And but Vontae's coming here very focused, very serious. He's not into all the riffraff. He's got a maturity about him and a focus that you really like, up to this point. And I know he's strong. That group of guys, it's a very focused group of guys that we brought in. Very serious. I walked out from upstairs, and they're all in there huddled up watching tape. But that's the way. Anytime I've been in this building this summer, people have been in the meeting rooms every single day. I've been very, very encouraged just with, the commitment, the leadership. That doesn't happen, if the guys aren't leading them into that room. But a lot of it, too, is they're kicking the door down, too. They want a set of keys to watch the film. And again, that's a maturity and the value of studying the game and the system and trying to learn it, those types of things. So it's an ambitious group of guys that really, look forward to coaching.
Two of the last three national championships. How do you talk to your guys about handling pressure with all these expectations?
And they can't get any more pressure from expectations than what we apply to them every day. We put more pressure on them and try to define winning and losing every single play of practice. So I think it's easy for them to get away from us out there on the field, to be honest with you, comparatively speaking. We try to strain them so that it's second nature for them. I think Coach Sweeney does a great job of developing a mindset and a focus. It does take a mature group of guys to decide they're not going to listen to anything good or bad, let it affect them. I think the best of the best have the ability to do that individually, and the best of the best team-wise have an ability, to put the focus where it needs to be. And so whether nobody thinks much of you or everybody thinks the world of you, it doesn't really matter. I think it's the same mindset that it takes to focus on what's sitting right in front of you. And, and again, we create this incredible pressure on them every day. And so I think game day is really easy in many ways for our guys. And we don't have a monopoly on that, but that's what we do. It matters. Every single thing matters, from how you walk onto the practice field or how you stretch to showing up early, staying late, how you respond to adversity. We're trying to strain them at the highest level that you can, and trying to encourage them and help them and lead them, but at the same time, really try to strain them as well. So pressures and expectations, and I don't buy any of that ever, never have.
Last question, you.
How much does having DK just raise level competition with those corners they start competing to start opposite?
How much what?
How much does having DK just raise level competition for those guys competing for the starting?
Well, I'm sure it does. I mean, I don't know exactly on the Richter scale. I'm sure it creates a sense of awareness with the other players in that group, like, okay, we got another long, athletic, explosive, instinctual, tough guy that's in the line, and I got to step my game up, and that brings out the best in everybody. Whether someone doubts you or you put somebody there to take your job, that pressure, I think, brings out the very best in people, and I'm sure I felt like it did. At times you could see it. Sometimes we were a little bit banged up and thin, which is why we moved him over there in the first place, just in case. And I'm expecting the best version of Kyler McMichael and Mario Goodrich and Andrew Booth and Sheridan Jones. You guys are ready, and I'm so excited about those guys. It's a group of guys that care, that are tough, that are skilled. I think that have some, I think that they have a skill set that you can do more than just one thing with those guys, and they got great pride and intelligence and all those things. So it's going to be a really fun camp. And got a great future with that group of guys there at corner and in the secondary.
Thanks, guys.
You bet. You bet.